This is not a coincidence. This message found you because it was divinely directed to do so. This is a heavenly announcement, a holy interruption intended just for you to focus on the miracle you are stewarding in this world, your child. Heaven is trying to awaken your eyes to something major that is about to happen starting tomorrow. You've noticed a shift in the atmosphere, a profound, unexplained sensation that the whole fabric of reality is about to change, and here's your evidence. Your child, whose destiny was engraved in the stars long before they breathed their first breath, is at the center of this celestial realignment. They have something important inside their spirit, a light linked to a great purpose that is just now beginning to appear in the visible world. Do not click away. What is about to be revealed to you is more than just an idea. It is divine direction and a spiritual plan for the next days. Watch till the end, because understanding what's going on will allow you to be the guardian your child needs for the miracle that is about to be born. Before we proceed any farther, let us establish this moment in divine purpose. Write your warmest, most powerful wishes for your child in the comments area below, followed by the number 777 to activate the vibrational energy of divine blessings, profound wonders, and holy alignment throughout your whole household. This is the beginning of the story of your answered prayers. This is the time when unseen forces may shift mountains in your favor. Heaven's direct word to your soul confirms that it has not forgotten your family, tears, or hopes. If the truth of this message speaks to your spirit, please like this video to affirm your connection. If you haven't already, subscribe to Wisdom Vision and join us on this valuable learning journey. You have borne a burden for your child, a load of love that only a chosen parent can comprehend. It might be a continual fear for their future in a world that seems increasingly uncertain. It might be a worry for their physical or mental health, or a subtle desire for their well-being. Perhaps it's a deep, intuitive knowing in your core that they were designed for something more than simply a regular life. You've been praying for them silently, fervently, and often, with tears of misery that no one else has seen. But God has seen every tear. The sky have recorded every prayer. And as a direct result of your dedication, there is a powerful stirring in the spiritual realm. This isn't a random shift. This isn't some vague, remote promise. This is a true, solid, and divinely created movement that will start tomorrow and benefit your family. There are heavy, hereditary patterns of deprivation, sickness, and pain that your child will never have to face because of what you have gone through. They may never realize the significance of the spiritual battles you have fought on their behalf. They may never know about the many hours you spent on your knees praying, or how you held firm in faith when the ground under your feet trembled and collapsed. However, the impact of your unwavering perseverance and spiritual fortitude is now reaching them. You broke the curse by making your own choices, healing yourself, and praying. By refusing to give up, you unlocked a centuries-old door. And now, that door will swing wide open for your child in ways you could not have imagined. Everything about the days ahead, which begin tomorrow, has a heavy celestial weight. Something significant is changing in the cosmos, especially for your lineage. The world, doctors, teachers, or even well-meaning family members may have led you to believe that logic, statistics, and what the world thinks viable define your child's success or safety. However, you must remember that divine favor always prevails over logic. It avoids limitations. It overrides diagnoses. It outweighs the negative labels others have placed on your child because they are spiritually blind and cannot see the incredible majesty that dwells inside them. God sees what is really inside your child, the germ of destiny He planted, and the first important, unmistakable evidence of that destiny will appear tomorrow. The cosmos has been quietly accumulating momentum for this, unobserved. And you, chosen one, were always supposed to be the holy conduit through whom this heavenly heritage would be passed on. Your child's life is not an accident. Their individual personalities, tastes, and interests are not accidental. Their struggles are not futile. Even the most tumultuous times in their life were quietly and discreetly loaded with divine purpose. They have an unstoppable inner calling, A quiet voice from heaven is developing into a roar, and your child will begin to respond, even if they do not completely understand what is happening to them. You may have already detected the signs. Perhaps they've lately become more quiet and contemplative. Perhaps they have become more restless, unable to settle, and filled with a divine dissatisfaction with the mundane. Perhaps they are more curious, asking meaningful, probing questions that are much above their years. These are not just random childhood tendencies. These are significant spiritual indicators. Divine disquiet frequently precedes divine revelation. Their spirit is awakening after a long slumber. The most appealing element is that you did not have to push it. You didn't need to force anything. You merely needed to remain devoted to your role as their spiritual defender, which you did. Your unwavering love and prayers have produced a stable energy environment for this awakening to occur. Ancestors in your family prayed for this particular moment. You may never know their names or see their faces, but their fervent prayers have resonated for decades, arriving right here, right now, on your child. Your child is the living, breathing answer to someone's long-forgotten hope. And the huge responsibility you feel for them is not a burden. It is a valuable privilege to be appreciated. You were chosen to preserve this priceless inheritance. You were chosen to defend what is sacred. And now is the time to start a new tale. Expect their conduct to alter. Prepare for their dreams to become more vivid and revealing. Prepare for your child to have ideas, concepts, and information that do not stem from traditional thinking or worldly education. They're beginning to tap into something extraordinary, a stream of consciousness directly from the divine. They will say things that are much too advanced for their age. They will detect patterns in people and situations with a supernatural sensitivity that is unparalleled. This demonstrates the activation of a prophetic inheritance. This is the glorious conclusion of heaven's millennia-long plan. Chosen one, you have often lay awake at night, wondering the universe, will my child be okay? Will they rise above the darkness, the confusion, and the temptations that try to lure this entire generation astray? And I am here today, as a messenger, to tell you categorically, yes. 1,000 times, certainly. They will not only survive, but also thrive. They will sparkle. They'll take the lead. And this is because you are spiritually safeguarding them. It's because your unfailing love creates a formidable, impenetrable barrier around their spirit. It's because your prayers have supernatural power in the unseen realm. It's because heaven is keeping note of each step they take. This generation may seem chaotic and lost from the outside, but your child is not a member of it. They are part of the answer. They are the light that will expose the darkness. They are the healers who will fix the harm. They are the ones who will guide the lost. This understanding must guide your response. The more the world around them becomes chaotic with panic and confusion, the more you must stay quiet, immovable, and focused in your prayers for them. As global distractions increase, you must instill vitality, truth, and clarity in your child's mind and spirit. You don't need to guide their path. You just need to declare what is already written for them in the book of destiny. And what's written is breathtaking. What's written is powerful. What has been written is absolutely uncontrolled. Your child's spirit contains a blazing light that the opponent has sought to dim from an early age. Perhaps it was the words of a careless educator, rejection by their students, or a general sense of confusion about their identity. But it did not work. They still sparkle, and the light will grow much brighter. This explains why the spiritual conflict around you and your family has been so intense lately. It is because something sacred, powerful, and dangerous to the dominion of evil is being born inside your family line. Tomorrow is an important day in the divine plan. However, you should not measure it with your own eyes. You must measure it with your spirit, inner intellect, and the eye of wisdom. Feel the subtle but deep shift in the atmosphere of your home. Maintain a high degree of sensitivity to symptoms. You may experience exceptionally profound serenity. You may get a quick flash of clarity on a subject that has been baffling you. You could even get an unexpected contact from someone. A phone call, text, or email that pops out of nowhere yet includes a word of perfect confirmation. All of these data indicates that the change is true and taking place right now. Your child, selected one, is not only developing, but also spiritually elevated. Their voice will carry weight and authority, demanding respect. Their innovation will improve people's lives and heal their hearts. Their very presence will provide serenity to stressful circumstances. They will walk courageously through doors of opportunity that you had only envisioned for them. When they go, they will carry your heritage, love, and strength with them. They may not know it right now, but one day they will see how powerful your love was. They will recall the sacrifices you made without their knowing, and they will remember you by having wonderful lives. And you will see this incredible evolution, not in the distant future, but today. You will see the first fruits of the promise. You'll hear confirmation during calm conversations. You will have an incredible sensation of calm. You will know without a doubt that tomorrow was a day designated by God Himself. This is not just another day on the calendar. This is the holy battle between heaven's faultless creation and Earth's linear timeline. And your child is smack in the midst of that spectacular, catastrophic collision. Everything that seemed to be taking its time is now going quicker. Everything that seemed to be trapped has suddenly sprung loose. You have done your part via silence, prayer, and faith. And now, heaven will play its part in public. Stay vigilant. Expect something. Be filled with unending bliss. Because what happens next for your child will far beyond your earlier expectations. Your tears and prayers have fostered the seed of destiny. Your love has enriched the soil of their hearts. And now the flowering will begin. Everything is changing, and the rest of the world will see it beginning tomorrow. You may not realize it, but the way you raised your child, spiritually, emotionally, and energetically, has resulted in a divine blueprint inside them. Even when you questioned your own parenting talents, wondered whether you were competent, or worried that your efforts were in vain, the universe was meticulously watching every act of love. Every minute of patience when you were tired, every intentional prayer screamed into the unseen realm. Those were not insignificant efforts. They were seismic spiritual forces that are now being intensified and redirected at you and your child. Your child may not yet understand the full weight of their destiny, but their soul knows. Their higher self recognizes that they were come here not just to live, but also to break a terrible cycle and awaken the next level of divine light in your whole lineage. And despite the world's immense clamor and pressure, they will be protected by the divine clarity of their purpose. You have contributed to the foundation of that clarity, even via your own healing journey, tears, and transformation. You put aside what you were doing for yourself to serve others. You, selected one, were the cause of the upheaval. You were a spiritual contrast to the harmful traits that had been passed down. Perhaps you did not grow up with the unconditional love and deep understanding that you now provide to your child. Perhaps you had to break deadly habits in complete silence, with no one cheering you on and no guidance on how to do so. And yet, you did it. You became a line in the sand. You said, "This far and no further." Now, your child may start their life on a more spiritual foundation, standing on the soil you fought so hard to reclaim. That is why tomorrow is considered sacred, because it's not just time, it's divine timing. Heaven does not follow man-made calendars. Instead, it moves in line with spiritual satisfaction. And something has been finished in the unseen realm about your child's journey. A spiritual pregnancy leads to a new destiny. A previously hidden moment of development will be exposed, and you will be able to see it personally. Don't worry if your child is still unsure or lost. A celestial awakening may not always seem loud and impressive. Sometimes it begins with a little whisper in their heart. It sometimes emerges as intense dreams that they don't even tell you about. They might seem lost in thought, disconnected from their surroundings, or even perplexed. However, you must use your eye of wisdom to see beyond the surface. That is not a misunderstanding. It is celestial recalibration. They are being spiritually rewired. They are gaining heavenly knowledge via download. They are aligning with their destiny, even if they may not fully understand what is going on. If your child has been experiencing emotional, psychological, or spiritual distress, this is a significant signal. The great pressure precedes the breakthrough. The storm precedes the peace. The internal resistance arises right before a large discharge. Do not misread their hesitancy. Don't bother about their pain. These are spiritual contractions, the labor pains of a new destiny taking shape. And the delivery time is coming. This is why you experience such intense emotions, chosen one. This is why you cannot stop thinking about their future. It's because your spirit runs ahead of schedule. You are experiencing the future while others are still stuck in the present. You are already energetically connected to the lovely finish, while others are locked in the painful journey. And it is your spiritual talent. You're not nuts. You're a prophet. You are not just worried. You are aligned. The Spirit is revealing to you in advance what is already happening in the spirit world. Please take a minute to pause and breathe. If this message resonates to the depths of your soul and you get divine confirmation, I invite you to join us in our effort to spread light. Please subscribe to Wisdom Vision and activate notifications to guarantee that you never miss an important message like this one. Furthermore, if you feel a stirring in your heart to plant a seed of faith, click the Super Thanks button underneath the video. A $10 payment, or any amount, sends a clear message to the universe that you agree with this divine plan for your child's life. Heaven appreciates faith. Pay close attention to what your child says within the next 24 hours. Their words may contain mysterious codes. They may remark something quite harmless that, to your listening ear, provides profound celestial validation. Children often convey the unvarnished truth before their minds are educated to deny it. They contribute to the thinning of the realm's barriers. Their hearts are still pure. Their minds have not yet been entirely clouded by the world's pessimistic expectations. As a consequence, they are often excellent avenues for divine communication, especially when they are chosen souls. And yes, your child was chosen. They may not feel confident yet. They may still feel self-doubt, worry, or the terrible sting of comparison. However, this word has been given to you today to emphasize that none of that can change what has already been declared over them in the heavens. They will rise. They will triumph. They will go to places where no one else in your family has been. They are dressed with divine favor, which will be shown in tangible, practical ways tomorrow. The change may begin softly. Perhaps a new chance will present itself unexpectedly. Perhaps someone mentions their name in a positive manner in a place when they are not even present. Perhaps they get a sudden flash of understanding on a desire or goal they have had for months. Perhaps they have a tremendous desire to communicate, create, grow, or lead. Know this with your whole heart. The divine chronology has pushed forward. You are no longer waiting. You are watching. This is also a sacred call to you. Picked one. You are being challenged to respond with respect and reverence, not fear and a need for control. Your role is presently changing. Its purpose is to offer a safe and holy environment for what is growing in them. Its objective is to gently encourage them. Its purpose is to remind individuals of their genuine identity when the world tries to deceive them. When the desire to obey becomes too strong, they proclaim their divine identity. You're not here to affect the outcome. You are here to see a miracle. And it is a miracle. The fact that your child is alive and full of purpose in the midst of a generation searching for its own soul is a divine act in and of itself. The fact that you are in charge of their fate is a gesture of grace. Heaven has arranged something magnificent for tomorrow, with your family in mind, which is all the confirmation you need. You have been seen. Your child is safe. Your lineage is growing. Don't make comparisons with others' journeys. What is happening to them is entirely unique, devised, and produced by the Creator. It doesn't have to be like anyone else's vacation. They may walk slowly. They may move differently. They may feel stronger emotions, visions, or vivid dreams. Everything is valuable, and everything is leading them to the fullness of who they were created to be. And when the transition happens, when the shift is visible, remember this moment. Remember this message. Remember that you were notified in before, so don't be surprised by this. You are meant to be ready for it. You are a partner in this venture. You are a co-creator of this legacy. You are not just raising a child. You are shaping a particular vessel. You are working on something revolutionary. So get ready. Not with concern, but with awe. Not with apprehension, but with enthusiasm. Something amazing is coming together. Tomorrow won't be like any other day. Tomorrow is not arbitrary. It's fantastic. Your kid will be called forward. When they come, they will bring the sounds of your love, prayers, and strength. And you will stand in mute, crying triumph, knowing that the time has finally come. You were divinely selected not just to have this child in your body or in your home, but also to carry the light that will guide them through the darkness of life. You were not supposed to be a perfect parent, but rather a present parent. And in your presence, even when you were fatigued, worn out, and at your wit's end, your child experienced safety, stability, and an undefined power. They may not have the words to articulate it, but their spirit knows the truth. You are their earthly anchor, and your unwavering trust in them is creating a powerful ripple that will last for generations. Even when no one else recognized your efforts, you remained faithful. Even when doubt crept in and life didn't make sense, you held on for their sake. You've become more than just their guardian. You've become their silent spiritual protector, and the covering is effective. As a result, they have missed out on spiritual storms. As a result, countless doors that may have led to their doom were firmly closed. As a consequence, divine timing remained consistent throughout their lives. Everything is building up to that sacred moment. Tomorrow is more than just a date. It is a junction. It is the point at when your child's earthly path connects with their heavenly destiny in a way that they may not fully comprehend, but will feel. They will see something is different, but you will recognize it before they do. You can feel it in their energy. You will see it in their eyes. You can sense it in their energy. The entire atmosphere around them will change. They are being spiritually improved. Do not be alarmed if they seem to outgrow some things, friends, activities, and attitudes, almost suddenly. It may seem sudden, but it is sacred. Disconnection is usually the first step towards progress. They are letting go of what no longer serves their evolving spirit in order to accept what does. Let them. Use a moderate approach. Speak life into their emerging new self. This is not an uprising. It is change. And your responsibility is not to restrict it, but to manage it. This is the point of the journey when your child realizes their own brilliance. And while it may seem that they are moving away from you, don't take it personally. Take it prophetically. They are not departing you. Instead, they are becoming the person you thought they were. Your parenting was never supposed to keep children little. It was to help them develop. And now, the expansion begins. They may start seeing things you don't notice. They may feel pulled along paths you did not anticipate for them. Instead of worrying, listen. Rather than trying to influence their path, be curious. You could be surprised to realize that what they are drawn to is exactly what was meant for them all along. It just may not look like you expected. This is a reminder that you are still needed, even as they grow and develop. Do not believe the notion that they would forget what you invested in them. They will not. Even if they don't express it immediately away, or if they resist for a moment, your love has built a strong foundation inside them. It's what they'll rely on. It's what they'll remember in the silent, lonely hours. It is what will show in their choices when no one else is watching. What you've sown will flourish. Love does not die. Wisdom does not fade. Spiritual truths are never lacking. Every lesson, story, and example you establish for your child is like a precious seed waiting to sprout at the right moment. That season begins tomorrow. It's okay if you can't explain what's going on to others. This is not something others should understand. This does not constitute public confirmation or certification. This is a sacred, intimate operation involving you, your child, and the divine. It does not need to be permitted. It does not need to be explained. You were given the inner consciousness so that you may prepare silently. And now you'll see the effects of that knowledge. Believe what your soul is telling you. The deep inner tug you've been experiencing toward your child is accurate. It's not worry, but rather attention. It is not worry, but rather discernment. Your spiritual radar catches celestial activity that the natural world has yet to catch up with. Lean into it. Pay attention to trends. Rethink your dreams. The indications are growing. The alignment is real. You've been entrusted with a spiritual monster wrapped in youth. Your child is not ordinary. They are outstanding. Their journey is about to begin in earnest. Be ready.